Hi everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Friday Freebies. I'm John, the training manager, and this week I'm going to take you through some of the reporting within your Xpos cloud system. Okay then, let's get started. The reports are really easy to find in Xpos now. You can either use the universal search bar at the top to look for a report. Here I'm going to look for a cashing up report for my end of day. Here we can see the cashing up under the reports button. Just tap on it and it'll take me straight to the report. In a few moments, the report will generate for the current day. Alternatively, if you wanted to go to the whole report section itself, you can either type in the word reports at the top. I can tap the button, or you can use this left-hand interface button, which will take you straight to this screen. So first of all, then, just to mention, our reports are all under some nice, easy labeled headers. So you've got end of day, which is all of the reports to show you your daily and weekly transactions. Then you've got sales reports, which will show you all the performance of your products within the business. Then we've got some stock reports, which obviously shows you all of your stock holding. And next, we've got your customer reports, the customer spend, customer debtors reports, balances, all around customers here. Next, we've got your VAT report. So this one's for your accountant, the VAT summary breakdown of different categories, so subgroup and groups by VAT. And then finally, we've got some reporting based around your third-party payments and gift voucher sales and redemptions. Okay, so we're going to start off then in the end of day reports, and we're just going to take you through how to generate some of these reports and the kind of way that you can get the information out of the system as best you need. First of all, then, the cashing up report. So this is the report that we've designed for cashing up to make cashing up really simple and quick and easy to do. What you'll notice when you load this report is it'll load the current day. So if you do want to look at a previous date, you simply would change the filters at the top. And then over on the right-hand side, whenever you've changed anything in the filters, you would tap View Report. And that would actually apply to every report in Xpos. At the top of the reporting, you'll see that you've got a print function. So this would be out of your A4 printer. We've also got an export function, which has got lots of different export options for you here. So I'm just going to look at my reports for yesterday. And in here, first of all, to say that you've got two sets of figures. So sales figures will show you all of the transactions that happened within the day. So we can see the total figure here. Then down the bottom, we've got payments. So these are the payments that made up those transactions. And we can see that that figure here, 470, matches that figure at the top. That will always be the case. So you're always going to have a payment that matches a transaction figure. At the top, you can use this little filter, and this will break down and show you the different stream of revenue by subgroup within the business. So we can see at the top, there's been money put onto accounts, and there's also some Golf Pro Shop sales. You can also, at the top of the figures, look at the company view. So for example, if you take sales on behalf of a golf club, it might be that you want to unselect the golf shop or golf club, vice versa, to send this information or to just view the information for your business. And also, if you do happen to have more than one terminal in the shop, so the person cashing up at the end of the day on terminal 1 would need to know how much cash and card and things like that are in the till, then they could actually count up the till for till 1, and then somebody else is cashing up for till 2 would actually select terminal 2 for that particular till, and then they can cash up till 2, and the figures here would relate to till 2. So as you can see here, nice and easy to navigate this screen. The figures are nice and clean and easy to understand. Let's go out the cashing up report then. So we'll close that report. Transactions report. So that one's a really useful one. So the transactions report will show you all of the transactions made within the date period of the report. And what we can see is there's lots of different transactions. Each transaction has what happened on it. So this is the products here. And then you've got the payment method, and you will also see any notes attached to any sales. So you'll be able to see exactly what happened on those sales. This report's really useful if at the end of the day you find out that your takings are maybe slightly incorrect. So you're up by £50 card, down £50 cash. You'll be able to come to this report, and this will give you a really good idea of what sales went through for what values. And you will be able to click on the little blue hyperlink here, which will take you straight to the sale if you were to need to correct it. Okay then. So next one we're going to have a look at, just to mention, you've got payment breakdown. So this would be at the end of potentially the end of each week or month, you'd be able to see all the different payments for each transaction. So that might be maybe if somebody was matching up against card slips or card machine payments or different payment methods at the end of each month for the business. Xeft is Xpos's integrated card machine. So there's some reports for Xeft here. We're just going to move into the sales reports now. So first of all, the sales analysis. So the sales analysis report can be run for any timeline. So first of all, here we can see that we've got the date range that I could change. The report would automatically load by group. So one thing I would mention is to subgroup is probably a really good view in here. And then you'll be able to see the information shown. So you've got the quantity of products shown under each subgroup. Cost of sale is all of the products cost of sale added together. So 12 items, the total cost for all those items is 31.20. Then you've got the net sales value of all those products combined, your gross margin value, so that's your profit. Then you've got your gross margin percentage, so the percentage of margin that you've made, and then percentage of gross margin. So 37.58% margin of the gross margin comes from golf balls in this period here. So this gives you a really good sort of percentage gross margin, gives you a really good idea of the performance of each subgroup within your business. So from here, for example, we could go to a stock report and we can see what stock percentage each subgroup holds versus what percentage of gross margin to show, are you selling more product than stock, or is the, for example, accessories 4.8%? If my accessory stock figure is kind of close to double figures, 10, 12%, potentially we're overstocked on accessories. So obviously the final one here as well is to look at discount, because it's great to have products selling well and to have a high percentage of sales. But if you're giving away a lot of discount, it's not really giving the true reflection of that. From this report as well then, so a couple of sort of hints here. So it might be that you want to run this report for, let me go back a sort of couple of months. You want to run this report and just have a look at particular product categories. So what I mean by that is we want to actually look at, so you may want to just look at, say, your golf ball sales for a set period. How do you do that? So we want to look at golf ball product sales. So we come in here and we just look at product. Product variant is size and color, or just the actual product. So I'm going to look at products today. And then over here, where we've got subgroups, we're just going to select balls and I'm going to click view. So here now we can see the individual golf ball sales within my business for this time period that I've selected. And we can see obviously the breakdown of what the golf balls are performing within the business, which is obviously great because it shows you what type of brand or product sells well. You can obviously change this by brand, these filters, by subgroup, by group, by company as well. So it might be that maybe the golf club is asking the shop, you put green fees through for the golf club and they're asking you for a report to show all the green fee figures and what have you. So to do that, you would come in at the top, select the golf club. It might be that I select buggies, but because I'm selecting golf club, this now will load any golf club products that I've sold. So as you can see, nice and easy to navigate these buttons. Just always remember to press the view report at the end, which will generate the report. Okay then, so a couple of other sales reports then. So if you have got staff commission, the commission report will show you figures for each individual member of staff, and you can drill down through that then and also see the actual sales under each staff member. And you'll also see a set figures for returns as well, because obviously then you've got potentially somebody might have sold lots, but some returns against them as well might need to come off before you apply commission for them. Item sales list will show you all of the items sold within a set period. So maybe not necessarily a sales revenue report like the sales analysis, but maybe just a list of how many of each product you've been selling between a set date. Next, we've got an unpopular products report. So I'll just actually go into this one. So the unpopular products report will give you a list of, for the date that we select here, it'll give you a list of all products that have been sold, that may be products that haven't sold very well. So here, if we have a look at accessories, we can see that all of these items from my accessories, these are the last stock in dates and they've had no sales against them. So this is where, if you were going to look at products that maybe haven't sold well, Potentially they might be in the storeroom, so you might find they're not actually on the shop floor. They might be on the shop floor behind the back of some other items, so maybe a little bit of merchandising might help, or it might just be that the products don't sell well in your business. So this report would be good to print off. So I would personally view this report by product, so you could change this here to product. And then that way, when you view the report, it will give you a really clean view of what hasn't sold in the business between the period from since the date that you select it, so maybe 12 months ago. And then you can obviously, like I say, start to deal with those products. So we have got a couple of Xcaddie reports. So for people who do use Xcaddie, so you've got an Xcaddie usage report. So this will show you sales where customers have maybe reserved and collected products through a set period of time through the Xcaddie. So that's quite useful to see the revenue that you make from Xcaddie orders. And then the next one will show you, the next report down will show you all of the customers that have email addresses in the system and how many customers are actually logging into the app. So that's a really good couple of reports there for Xcaddie. Next, we're going to take a look at the stock reports then. Okay, so the stock valuation then. So this is where the stock valuation will show you all of the products within your business. And we've got some key figures in here. So first of all, my stock valuation has brought up all my products by group. This can, like all the other reports, be broken down into a different filter. So maybe you want to view by product or by brand or subgroup. So I'm actually going to view it by subgroup here and press view. Here then we're looking at my report by subgroup. So you can see the stock level of each subgroup. You can then see the stock value average cost here. So this is based on all of the costs of the products times your quantity you have in stock, gives you the cost of all of that stock. So for example, accessories, 24 items, the total cost of all those products are £232.51. Then based on the current sales price in Xpos, you'll be able to see a sales value of all those items. Then you'll see the percentage of stock for those subgroups. So here we can see that logo accessories is 10% of my stock. And then you'll also see a stock turn. So stock turn is based on the current stock value divided by the cost over the previous 12 months. So the bit really we always say is anything under 1 is a category to keep an eye on, or the product then to keep an eye on, because that product might be a very slow moving item. So golf retail generally sort of 3.5% upwards is fantastic. Once you start getting, kind of below 1, then obviously that's something to be aware of. And then you'll also see, if we did show this report by product, you'll be able to see the last stock in date for each product, which is quite key because, again, that will give you an idea of products that haven't been selling, like the unpopular product report. This will also give you a view of, since you had a product stocked in, it hasn't sold, or you haven't sold many, might be worth having a look at where that stock's located, or is the price right, or is it the right product for your customers. Brand statistics. So this report is where you'll be able to see, we'll just go into this actually. So what we're looking at here then is the brand statistics report, where you'll be able to see all of the sales and stock per brand. So in here then, if we have a look at, the current view is by subgroup and brand. So if we go into golf balls, we'll be able to see the brands that I hold in my business. So it's just one brand here, actually. And you'll be able to see all the different revenue for that brand. So when you go into different categories of products, if you've got more than one brand, you will be able to compare those brands. So you could see these are the accessory sales from each brand. This is the stock from each brand, the margin that each brand makes. So it's where you can start to compare each brand within your business. But if you did have a brand rep coming from a particular brand, you will be able to just select that one brand. So click on view. And now what happened is I will be able to now see just my brand statistics report for just Shrixon. Okay, so here then I've just run a brand statistics report for Shrixon, and I only actually sell golf balls from Shrixon, but I can click this little arrow here and it breaks down and shows me all the different products within the range. Obviously, I've selected this date range here, so if you widen the date range, you may see more products. So you'll be able to see the current stock quantity, current stock value, quantity sold, net sale price, margin value, margin percentage, the target margin. So this would obviously show if you've maybe discounted any items, and if you've done any returns or discount as well. So next we've got the stock valuation by date. So this one really is where you wanted to look at stock for a previous date. So maybe you had query about stock, or maybe the accountant needs for your financial period, the accountant needs a stock valuation for a set period. This is where you can run it retrospectively for a previous date. Okay, so we'll go into the customer reports now. So in the customers reports, we've got customer account transactions, which shows when account has been used within Xpos for either maybe you made a sale and debited an account, or money's gone on an account for maybe a competition, or a customer needs to pay money onto the account because they owe the money. So that will all be within the customer account transactions report. The aged debtors report will show you any customers that have a negative balance between a set period. So that might be ones that you could actually then start to chase those customers for the money. It's obviously a good way to keep on top of any negative balances. And then you've got a few reports that show the customer account balances. So that will be all of the balances within all of your customers in Xpos that you maybe need to send again your accountant that one at set times of year. Then that will also be obviously your liability and what have you with the accounts. Then you've got customer spends, which shows you the spend per customer type. So you might have maybe certain types of member categories: 5-day, ladies, men's, junior, senior, society, and you can run a report by each of those categories if you apply them against the customer type, and then it will show you what type of category of customer spends with you and maybe what type doesn't. And then finally, we've got account statement, which just shows you all of the statement information per customer, which you can still get by going into a customer account, but this will be able to show it all in one screen. Then we've got the VAT reports. This will show you the VAT report here, a summary by VAT rate. You'll be able to get a report by subgroup with a figure for each VAT rate that's different within your system. And finally, then we've got a couple of reports around third-party payments. So these are third-party payments, which is the payment types that you create in Xpos. So for example, eBay or PayPal, where you don't physically have, they're not sort of standard payment buttons. In there, you will be able to run a report for those payment methods, because maybe you need to give them to somebody else for an invoice, or to check that those payments match what you had in the bank potentially. And then finally, we've got a voucher sales and redemption report. So I'll just actually go into this one and show you this one to finish. So the voucher sales and redemption report will show you, first of all, at the top, you'll be able to see all the different types of sales vouchers that you sell in the business, and you'll be able to see then the individual figures for each voucher. So this will show you the type of voucher, any references put against that voucher, and then you'll have the transaction number and whether it was a sale or it was a voucher being redeemed. You'll be able to see the sales date of the voucher, the expiry date, the voucher value, and what the current balance is on that voucher. So if the voucher was fully redeemed, they would basically have a 0 balance on it. If there was still a balance on it, then that voucher would show the balance here. These vouchers, if you click on this little hyperlink, it will take you to the voucher code. That is useful actually if a customer maybe loses a voucher. You'll be able to come in here, and if you know the date that it was purchased and the value, you should be able to drill down and find that voucher. So hopefully that's some little bits of information for you guys that you can take away and be able to navigate your reporting within Xpos. If you do have any questions, or you'd like a session from either myself or call from one of the team, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're more than happy to take calls. And the main thing for us is that customers are making the use of all of the reports within the system. Well, thank you very much. Have a great weekend and speak to you soon.